Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real honor to welcome you here today, and especially to welcome our great governor, Phil Murphy, back to our community. My name is Nancy Adams, and I serve as mayor of this great town of Maplewood. I'd like to recognize some of our leaders in the community and in our state who have joined us here today. Essex County Commissioner Brendan Gill, is he here yet? Oh, you're way over there. Hey, Brendan. We had fun at the Beer and Wine Garden at Maplewood Stock. This Chief of Staff is Phil Elijah here? I didn't see him. Okay. Speaker Craig Coughlin, he's supposed to be sitting next to you, running late. Senator Angela McKnight. Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, I saw her, there she is. And my colleagues on the Maplewood Township Committee, Deputy Mayor Malia Herman, and committee members Vic DeLuca, Deborah Engel, and Dean Daffis. Our wonderful Assemblywoman, Garnett Hall, had a family issue come up at the last minute. She wanted to be here really badly, and she sends her regrets as well as her strong support for this bill. We're here for an important moment, the signing of legislation that will improve pedestrian safety and by ensuring that drivers receive stronger education about how to share the road. In communities like ours, where walking and biking are part of everyday life, this is essential. Just this past Tuesday, the Maplewood Township Committee unanimously approved our town's first official bike lanes, a step we're really proud to take toward creating safer, more accessible streets for everyone. This new law builds on that momentum. It's about protecting lives, encouraging safer driving habits, and making sure our roads work for everyone, not just cars. So, Governor, thank you for your leadership, and thank you to everyone who helped make this happen. So now I'm pleased to introduce Maplewood resident Scott Schoenborn. Come on up, Scott.
Thank you, Mayor Adams. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. My name is Scott Schoenborn, and I'm here with my daughter, Kate. Our family has lived in Maplewood for nearly 5 years, and my daughter, Kate, is an incoming 8th grader at Maplewood Middle School. Today, I wanted to talk about something very personal to us and incredibly important for all families in our community. Last fall, Kate was walking with friends to school when a car struck her while she was in the crosswalk. This incident occurred on Prospect Street, just 2 blocks from our home. The injuries Kate sustained were severe, requiring several hours of surgery, several months of rehabilitation, and therapy. It was a terrible experience for her, but we are so grateful for her resilience and strength. As parents, we all want to ensure that our children are safe on their way to and from school. We chose Maplewood as our home because of its walkable neighborhoods and family-friendly community. However, incidents like what happened to Kate remind us that we need to take action to protect them, our children. That is why I am encouraged by the recent actions of our local and state government, including the new legislation aimed at enhancing safety and awareness. This new law is a step in the right direction, and we hope it brings more awareness to drivers and pedestrians of New Jersey. We hope this new law is followed by additional measures to help reduce the likelihood of other families being impacted like ours. Thank you very much for coming out today. Thank you so much for all your support. Please join me in welcoming to Maplewood Governor Murphy.
Scott, thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. I was asked 2 days ago, first of all, given the weather forecast handed to me, should we continue to do the event outdoors or indoors? And you have yours truly here to thank for the decision to be outdoors. Not quite sure what I was thinking, but here we are. Any event, it's an honor to be back in Maplewood. I'll come to Nancy and committee colleagues in a moment. Scott, thank you most importantly for your words and your courage. And Kate, who's right beside you, you look great, Kate. God bless you and good luck as you pivot to new school this fall. I want to thank everybody here today who helped make this achievement possible. And I think this is a big day. He's not here yet, but I want to thank Speaker Craig Coughlin. We're going to hear from Senator Angela McKnight in a moment, as well as Assembly members. Lisa Swain is with us. Dave Bailey is here. Maplewood's own Garnett Hall is not here, but please give her a hug if you see her before I do. Also not here, but very instrumental in this fight were Senator Pat Dignan and Assemblywoman Heather Simmons, Dave, who I was just on with your mate in LD3, and all of those legislators were incredibly instrumental in this bill's passage. I also want to thank my dear friend Mayor Nancy Adams for your gracious welcoming and words, members of Township Committee, again a group of friends and all-stars for hosting us. I want to thank again my dear friend Commissioner Brendan Gill. I want to thank the Nikhil Badlani Foundation. We're going to hear from Burhan Khurram, Vice President of that foundation, in a few moments. I want to thank the NJ Bike and Walk Coalition. Not our first event even this week. I'm not sure where Deborah is. She's over smartly with a hat on. Families for Safe Streets, New Jersey, and other members of the Vision Zero New Jersey Alliance who are present here today for their deep commitment to this legislation and to making New Jersey streets safe for everyone. As Scott just shared only 9 short months ago, the need for this legislation I'm about to sign, upgrading New Jersey's driver's education program to better prioritize pedestrian and cyclist safety, was made painfully clear. And you heard about Kate's ordeal. As a father, Scott, I cannot imagine what that was like receiving that call. We are so thankful that Kate is alive and well and with us today. God bless you, Kate. But I know your recovery has not been easy. You've shown incredible strength and bravery, undergoing surgery, intensive physical therapy, and missing months of school. And as I sign this bill in a few moments, I will do so with Kate and the many families like hers front of mind, many of whom are with us today, determined to make sure no child ever again faces the same kind of pain or danger. But the sad reality is that at the moment, far too many families have received that terrifying phone call. In the past year alone, more than 690 New Jersey families have lost someone in a traffic crash. One loved one taken is one loved too many. For those of us in our administration, unspeakable deaths like those hurt a little extra. Last year on New Year's Day, we lost one of our very own, our colleague, the brilliant Louisa Carmen, to a tragic crash. She was just 25 years old. Though she was taken from us far too soon, she made a tremendous impact on our state and our world in the years she had. In fact, you've probably seen our releases about medical debt relief. All of that was because of Louisa. In fact, I signed a bill called the Louisa Carmen Medical Debt Relief Act into law to memorialize her and her efforts. But to truly honor those lost too soon, we need to prevent other families from facing the same heartbreak. And that is what we're here today to make sure of. Under current New Jersey law, anyone applying for their first driver's license is required to pass a written driver's test. This bill strengthens safety education by requiring drivers to be tested on how to safely share the road with pedestrians and cyclists, including the rules for passing them and the penalties for ignoring those laws. This bill is going to raise the bar to make certain that every person with their picture on a New Jersey's driver's license fully understands their duty to keep all road users safe. It builds on our broader commitment to ensuring that a walk, a drive, or a bike ride never again results in an empty seat at the table. Earlier this year, I stood with Sunil and Sangeeta Badlani. Are the Badlanis here? Right in front of us. Hi, Sunil. God bless you, man. Pam O'Donnell, Kate O'Connor, Arlan Makasib, and other families who have lost loved ones to traffic crashes as we signed into law the creation of the New Jersey Target Zero Commission. And I want to thank my colleague, Commissioner Fran O'Connor, for his leadership. This commission is tasked with taking a hard look at every aspect of roadway safety and delivering the bold recommendations we need as lawmakers and as a state to achieve one clear goal: eliminating all preventable traffic deaths in New Jersey by the year 2040. Because every life lost is one too many, and every life saved is worth every effort we can make. Our work is not done, but we are making progress. Compared to this time last year, overall traffic fatalities are down 17%, and pedestrian fatalities are down 31%. And we also, and Fran is taking the leadership on this, we also agreed to tackle our 10 most persistent and dangerous intersections in our state, and we're well on our way to redesigning and completing that work. I think we should be done by October, several months earlier than we had predicted. And so today we reaffirm our commitment to every New Jersey family that we will not rest until no parent loses a child, no child loses a parent, and no community loses a neighbor to a crash that could have been prevented. Thank you all so much for being our partners in this fight. I'd like to now ask a dear friend and a great leader in from Hudson County to come up and share a few words. Please help me from Legislative District Number 31, Senator Angela McKnight. By the way, love the shoes, too.
Good afternoon. Mayor, thank you so much for allowing us to be here. I love Maplewood. I eat at cornbread all the time. And to Scott and Kate, thank you. And I see that you are, well, I see that. You have a family, you have a community who is rooting for you. And I'm happy to see that beautiful face of yours. Governor Murphy, thank you for, excuse me, thank you for standing up for New Jersey. To all the esteemed guests, thank you for being here today. Pam O'Donnell was from my district, and I've met her when she lost her husband and her son, her husband and her daughter. And you are forever in my heart. And I know you have two angels up in heaven looking down, and so proud of you for all the work that you continue to do to help more people not go through what you went through. So thank you. It is my honor to be here to join in the signing of my bill S4146 and bill A4765. Thank you so much, Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, for being the prime sponsor on the Assembly side. This legislation will save lives, and there are no laws that will enact that have a greater weight than those that make the difference between life and death. In 2023, more than 7,300 pedestrians were killed nationally, and more than 68,000 pedestrians were injured nationwide. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, a pedestrian is killed every 72 minutes in a traffic crash. In New Jersey, including within my district, we have tragically lost lives, including young children who were struck by vehicles. My heart goes out to the families. I stand in solidarity with you, your family, and the many organizations across New Jersey that are working diligently to reduce pedestrian fatalities through education, awareness, and advocacy. All of us who are gathered at this moment share a commonality. That is, as we walk into this park, as we walk throughout this road, we are all a pedestrian. Everyone is a pedestrian at some point. This is why it is critical that we ensure drivers know their roles in protecting pedestrians and cyclists. We must make our streets safer and more accessible to those who choose to walk, bike, scoot on a scooter, or operate any other personal conveyance. It is truly clear and apparent to me when I walk, when I drive or run slowly through my district that many drivers are not aware of their responsibilities. They need to know that a driver must stop while a pedestrian is in a marked crosswalk. until the walker has passed by. They also need to know that a driver should always approach a pedestrian, cyclist, or an operator of any conveyance with due caution. Unfortunately, with the high rates of fatalities amongst pedestrians, many motorists are not aware of or are not abiding by these rules. By incorporating safety information in the written permit exam and driver's manual, we are improving driver education and setting clear expectations from the moment a new driver gets behind the wheel. This is why I'm grateful that Governor Murphy is going to sign this bill today. This legislation cements into law the appropriate ways to engage with pedestrians of all types and mandates education and testing of drivers. Thank you, Governor Murphy, for committing to making New Jersey roads safer and clearer for all travelers. To conclude, thank you for attending, and as you drive home, whether it's to your office, whether it's to another destination, please put pedestrian safety first today and forever forward. Thank you.
Angela, really well said, and thank you so much for your leadership on this. You mentioned Lisa, I mentioned Dave as well. Thank you both for standing tall on this piece of legislation on the Assembly side. Speaking of the Assembly, we have another great leader with us, just arrived. Please help me welcome the Speaker of the General Assembly, Craig Coughlin.
No socks. Thank you, John. No socks. It's summertime. It's summertime. Thanks, everybody. I was a little scared when I came in. I saw those bicycles. We're not going to have to take a ride after this, are we? Because, you know, my idea of exercising is changing the channels. But I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for being here and thank you out. Beautiful day. Important issue. And I want to first thank the advocates and all of the educators and everybody here today for being part of something that is really truly going to be a success in helping make a difference. And I want to especially thank Governor Murphy, who included the notion of doing this in his State of the State message. He recognized how important it is for streets to be safe, for people to be able to jog. He runs, I don't. To ride their bikes, to take walks, all those things that are good and healthy for all of us, and yet can pose a challenge. And so I want to thank him for that great leadership, as so many other things that he has done. I want to thank the members of my house who are here. I see Dave Bailey is here. I know Lisa Swain was also one of the co-sponsors. Where is she? Oh, there's she. And Heather Simmons. I'm sorry I got here late, so I didn't see Heather. But thank you that, and of course, somebody who always will have a place in the Assembly and in my heart. Senator McKnight, who was a dear friend, and so thank you for your leadership. And you know, this is a bill that's necessary and frankly just is common sense, right? I mean, it's we're here to recognize the streets belong to everybody, and we ought to make sure that the people can do that safely. You know, we lead the nation in so many good things. When we hit something like this, where we're not at the top of the list, it's important that we recognize there's work to be done. And so while we're, I guess, in the top 5 for distracted drivers and driving fatalities, and the state ranks in the top 20 of pedestrian fatalities, we recognize it's something that has to get done. Every driver should be taught, and now will be taught clearly and early in their driving career, how to approach and to pass pedestrians, and to understand not necessarily the what, but the why. You know, why space matters, why attention matters, why simple movements behind a car can make the difference between loss of life and safety. And this will ensure that the driver's manual reflects those realities. We'll be thinking beyond our own vehicles. That's what we all ought to do, just as a common sense matter. So thanks to everybody for help bringing about a change that will change the lives in the course of lives for so many people who won't be the victims of a distracted driver or of an unsafe driver. And so thank you for letting me be with you. Thanks for everybody who got this bill across the goal line. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you again, Craig, and to all of your colleagues in the Assembly as well as in the Senate We would not be here today without you. So I never met Nikhil Badlani, a precious young lad who lost his life in a crash, but I have met his parents, and I'm honored to be with them again today, Sunil and Sangeeta. And they have set up a foundation in memory, in honor of their son, and they've done great work in this whole pedestrian cyclist safety space. And we're going to hear, if I may ask you to welcome the Vice President of the Foundation's Youth Advisory Board, Burhan Khurram. Burhan, come on down. You're a rising senior?
Yeah.
In town?
No, West Orange. Good morning, afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Burhan Khurram, and I'm an incoming senior at West Orange Public High School and a member of the Nikhil Badlani Foundation Youth Advisory Board, a board that empowers students to use their voices to advance traffic safety through education, advocacy, and community action. Since its inception in West Orange in 2018, the board has expanded to include several other schools, such as Burlington City High School, and is set to grow to 5 more participating schools in the upcoming academic year. In that time, we've helped advocate for meaningful change, like the 50-hour supervised driving requirement, a major step not only in road safety, but in making our voices heard. Such change has been made possible in large part by the leadership of the Nikhil Badlani Foundation founders, Sangeeta and Sunil Badlani, along with the efforts of many others committed to making our roads safer. Thanks to this ongoing work, I had the opportunity to speak in Trenton a few months ago to express my support for this bill, alongside fellow advocates from Burlington City High School. Some of them are here today. And now again, I'm privileged to stand here as we celebrate this bill being signed into law. Back when I first testified, I said that our driver education system in New Jersey did not adequately address this responsibility, and that this education gap had real consequences. Consequences you could see in the many ways drivers behave. But it is still true in many ways today. But because of this new law, we are taking a major step towards fixing this issue. Just a few days before I testified, I was on the way to pick up my younger sister when I saw a car speeding up, trying to race me to the crosswalk, so I wouldn't have to stop. Regardless of my presence on the crosswalk, the driver did not wait, deciding their time was more important than my safety. Experiences like this are exactly why this bill matters. And it's not just pedestrians. Speaking personally, I often ride my bike in certain parts of New Jersey, and I know firsthand, like many of you bikers here today, how dangerous it can be. There are stretches of roads where I'm constantly glancing over my shoulder, wondering if the next car speeding by will give me enough space, or even acknowledge I'm there. We've already lost far too many lives in crashes between drivers and cyclists. Last year alone, 23 bicyclists were killed in New Jersey roads. Behind each of those numbers is a family, a circle of friends, and a community left grieving. When you look at our driver manual, you can begin to see the root of this issue. Our New Jersey driving manual spans 162 pages across 9 chapters, but only 5 of those pages, tucked into one single chapter, cover how to share the road with others. It's no surprise then that by the end of 2024, nearly 4 out of 10 people killed in crashes here in New Jersey were pedestrians or cyclists, despite them only being a fraction of those on or near the roads. With this new law, we take a step towards change. By including comprehensive training and testing on these issues, we have the chance to reduce tragedies, to protect pedestrians and cyclists alike, and to build a safer, more responsible driving culture in New Jersey. This bill doesn't just provide information. It prevents unnecessary injuries and fatalities. I'm proud to have been part of the effort to support it, and I thank everyone who made this signing possible. On behalf of the Nikhil Badlani Foundation Youth Advisory Board in West Orange, I thank all of you for making New Jersey safer for everyone, whether we walk, ride, or drive. Thank you.
Burhan, that was really impressive. And give our best to your friends and neighbors and family in West Orange. This event is not about the weather, but now that I have the podium before we sign this bill, I don't think tonight's going to be as bad as the past couple of nights, but please stay sharp. We're in a bad sort of vortex. Last night we had a fatality struck by lightning in Jackson. Many others were struck in the same event, and it wasn't raining. So that's a lesson for everybody. It doesn't have to rain to be dangerous. So please, everybody, stay safe. With that, as they say in Hollywood, it's a wrap. Let's get this sucker signed. If you think you're getting a pen, come on down. Yes. How about the lieutenant? Okay, this is the money shot. I do this without my glasses, but I can't see it. Thank you, sir. Okay. We get that out of the way. So this is Assembly Bill 4765. Sponsors the aforementioned Lisa Swain and Dave Bailey, who are with us. Heather Simmons, who I was on with, coming into here, wanted to be here, could not. In the Senate, again, by Angela McKnight, who we heard from, and Pat Duggan. And the synopsis is it requires driver's education and testing on responsibilities when approaching and passing pedestrians and persons operating bicycles and personal conveyances. It requires driver's manual to include information on sharing roadway with motorists for certain road users. With that, let's get this one done. First pen goes to the Schoenberg family of Maplewood. Scott, are you up here with us? Kate, here we go. Give that to you. It's there right there. I'm now giving this pen to your mayor, Nancy Adams. Nancy, thank you. Senator Angela McKnight, where are you? Right behind you. Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, I know you're here. Do you have extras? Yep. Okay, good. We're gonna give one to Assemblyman Dave Bailey. Dave, all right, come on. You couldn't drive this far and not get a pen, man. We heard from him, and I thought he was outstanding in from West Orange. Burhan Farr. I'm with her all the time these days. Deborah Gager. Dear friend, I don't know where I'd be without him. Commissioner Robert Bill is here. Another guy I've seen a lot of, Jim Hunt, co-founder of Vision Zero, New Jersey. Nikhil's dad, Sunil Bhatti. Arlen Nakasib. I don't think I've seen you, Arlen. Where are you, buddy? Where are you, man? Nice to see you again. How are you? Pam O'Donnell. Pam, bless you. Kate O'Connor. Kate, are you here? Where are you? Hey, how are you? Bless you. Speaker Greg Coughlin. Jesus. Commissioner Fran O'Connor. good to have you come out here and learn to see the time to give you a got a couple extras here for you. With that, I'm happy to say, I'm proud to say, I'm honored to say this is now the law of the